Yo, Gardner here. All right, gang. Conscious Warrior Coaching on a Monday afternoon, Monday evening, wherever this finds you during the week. I want to talk about business, romance. Can a business be romantic? My quick, short answer is fuck yes, it can be, and it is. My long answer is we've heard the term conscious business, conscious leadership. What is consciousness? Excuse me. There's a lot of words that dangle around what it means to be conscious and how we show up in business and life and so forth. And ultimately, I think it centers and revolves around the word love. So there and of itself, to me, a conscious business can be romantic. But I want to dive in further than that. I want to go in deep here because I've shared with you recently over the past few weeks, months, how romance and how destiny is really, for me, has shown up as a romantic state of existence, and how I choose to coach, how I choose to lead people, personal and business, with that kind of romantic lens, that sensory way of doing business, of showing up, holding space, and doing business in life. So when we have a business, of course, there's operation, there's leadership, there's strategy, there's team building, there's community, there's all these things. And I would argue that in each business has its own array of senses, some which I just talked about, right? Language, messaging, personality, energy. Energetics is huge. Leadership and holding space for team members and being of contribution. Those are all senses, in a sense, of a romantic business. And so how do we find the romance in a business architecture, in a strategy, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you're selling, what you're doing, I can build you a strategy to make it happen. That's the easy part. Having that strategy exude your individual rhythm, your individual energy, your romance, and having it affect the people and creating that romantic energy with which it's delivering you momentum towards your action is the sweet spot. And so how do we first show up in anything? Well, we have to create intention, of course, intention on anything. We have to then give it attention, of course. We have to focus on that intention. And we need to wrap it in a tightly woven blanket, if you will, or a cannoli of love, right? Give it love and give it out. And so in business, the work that I do with startups, with entrepreneurs, it's how can I get people to show up and embrace whatever comes before them in the ebb and flow of business and the coming at you from all sides. How can I guide them to realize that in each one of those micro moments, challenging, not challenging, there's a spark of romance? That's my goal. The reason why, well, one of the many reasons why gratitude is so powerful and so is such a catalyst for us is because no matter what, with the right perception, you can always have something to be grateful for. So I'm challenging you to say, in every micro situation in your life and in your business, there's a chance to find the spark of romance. And that spark will start to burn and create love and be the catalyst moving you forward with graceful acceptance of whatever it is. So think about this, like tough conversations with a loved one, tough conversations with a team member, conscious leadership, right? Within that though, what is the creative? Because romance and creation, right? That artistic lens that I'm always talking about, that brush, how I show up and guide people. There's always that creative way to be an artist in a conversation. How can I understand? How can I make them feel something? How can I let it resonate with them? What do I need to do? How can I come at it? What do I need to change in the way that I'm perceiving this event? Those are all romantic things if we choose to look at it. And even me just talking about it, like it excites me. And I think for me, that's how I show up with the work that I do day in and day out is building from a place of love, whatever it is. Yeah. And so where can you check the boxes on your business? And remember, each of you are in business, whether you have a brick and mortar or you have an online business or you're a stay-at-home mom or whatever it is, you are in a business, the business of you first and foremost. So what do you need to create that sensory experience in your business architecture? Is it play? Is it adventure? Is it freedom? Is it romance? Is it conversations? Is it surrounded by high vibe people? Is it creating a product or creating a deliverable that is in contribution of others and is offered with love? What's your community like, right? Where can you find the romance in a conversation? I met a colleague today who I never we haven't met officially, so we had FaceTime, and it was an amazing conversation. And in there was the romance of the spark of wow, like-minded, wow, possible joint venture. Wow, that was a really great point. Thank you for that. Wow, it inspired me. Wow, I inspired her. It's like that's an example of keeping an eye out for the romance in any situation. Even talking to you now, I feel it, right? It's exuding in my language, in my energy. So conscious business is romantic. And romance, when we think of romance, we think of feelings. We think of senses. And so, and although many of us have our individual stories of being burned under the love umbrella of romance in a relationship or whatever, I'm talking broad spectrum here. Broad spectrum. It's an amazing feeling, is it not? To go for a hike and stand atop a bluff and just have that romantic view. That's why it's called a romantic view. It's awe-inspiring and epic. Right? So can you bring that to business? I say you can, and you show up every day looking for those opportunities. And before you know it, you've strung together a masterpiece each and every day of you showing up, being present. Because when I find the romance and looking outside at the tree and the wind blowing the trees slightly against the blue sky, I'm present when I'm looking there. And I'm honoring the moment. That is a gift that all of us can take away. All right. That is it. I am out. Conscious leadership, conscious business, conscious everything. Romantic lens, people. Mad love to the courageous. Talk to you soon.